I use them every single time I drink.
You almost said day.
I caught myself.
Right off camera, there's an intervention about that.
Those barrels back there, we got people behind them.
I was wondering why my mom was over here crying. Like, welcome back to Arson and Culture. I'm Matt.
I'm Jason.
I'm Drew.
And we're all recovering from New Year's. I think I am. I don't know about you all.
I mean, I'm not a lightweight, so, you know.
I think hangovers come for all of us. I don't think it's
I've never had a hangover.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
See,
Allegedly.
Well, you know what? It's a new year, so
It is.
you got plenty of time for that.
We're having wet January.
That's right, wet January. Me and Drew were at New Year's together, and I did Irish goodbye to everybody. I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and I saw that bed, and I was like, man, that looks real fucking comfortable. And I touched it, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down for 10 seconds. I was done for the night.
The best you can do is if you're standing up taking a leak, you can just close your eyes fervently against the wall.
That's all you got.
That's the best you got.
Yeah, and then you got to rally.
Yeah, you got to pump yourself back up.
Yeah.
Not that I've been there before. That's allegedly.
What did you end up doing for New Year's? I got to ask you because
man, we were so eventful at the house. We barely made it till midnight.
You should have come over, man.
We could have done it. Ain't no way. We actually so Garrett was going to go out with his friends.
Yeah,
wanting to go out to eat somewhere. I'm like, dude, this is the worst night of the year that you could be out.
Right.
So when I used to work another job 3 or 4 jobs ago, the people that would tell me there, look, this is rookie night, right? You got people out here driving, aren't used to drinking, and just out of control. Uber's super expensive. You got to stay home. Especially 18 years old, don't get out.
Yeah.
No business.
Asking for trouble.
So we stayed at home, made a little cheese board. I made some really good steaks, though, and mashed potatoes, some Brussels sprouts.
What kind of cut did you get?
So I was actually at Costco, got the prime, and it was a ribeye cap steak. Ooh. The ones that kind of you know what that is? That thin cut of butt. It's wrapped up like a pinwheel.
Okay.
With twine. Fantastic.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. I thought you were talking about
the
the
reverse sear. I've never done it really before, so I put it in the oven for a little while, and then seared it in the pan, seared it off.
We need to do, we do a lot of spirits episodes, a lot of alcohol and stuff like that, and we've done food in the past. We haven't done a lot because, I don't know.
It's hard to get. It's hard to find.
Well, it's hard to be adventurous and find stuff that either somebody's not making in their kitchen, because all the stuff we buy is mass produced. But we got to do a Kobe beef episode because that shit is amazing. Have you ever had Kobe beef?
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like you're lying.
No, I've had it in steak form. I've had it in burgers too. I mean, burgers is kind of a waste, but it's so fatty and that it just kind of. If you have a patty this big and you cook it down, it's that big.
Oh yeah,
it's like hell.
Yeah, your half-pound burger becomes a slider.
Yeah, you made a slider.
Half-pound slider.
Yeah. I like
Kobe. Yeah. I was going to ask you what you did, but I was with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a good time.
For most of the night.
He actually didn't pass out.
No, he stayed out. Well, from what I know anyway. We had these confetti poppers I bought at Costco, and they're cool as hell, and we were shooting them off all around the house. I got up in the fan. I had to get some long needle nose pliers and pull confetti out of inside the fan rotor and stuff like that.
Did you at least make it till midnight?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I went to bed 12:45.
We went to bed. I think me and Angie would lay down at 12:03.
Oh, really?
Done. Yeah, as soon as it's over and done.
Well, I stocked the whole house for everybody coming over.
I remember
and I made mixes, pre-mixed cocktails.
Smart.
And he didn't use a premix.
No,
he just made
I mixed
it.
Made it.
And they were all probably stronger than they should have been, but I made
he was excited for you doing that.
I made an espresso martini, which was great.
Fantastic.
Liqueur 43, Frangelico, and then espresso and some vodka and stuff. And then I made a butter washed maple bourbon.
You had that. You were making that when I was over last time.
Oh my god! And that's my new favorite. I want to do a fat washing episode because that is fascinating how you can just infuse fat ingredients into alcohol. And then I made a pomegranate margarita, which Drew said it was like acid eaten through the cup. I thought it was good.
Not through the cup, through the glass.
Through the glass.
It was
That's all I drank all night with these pomegranate margaritas.
You put a little hazardous waste on the glass.
Yeah. We had a 2-gallon jar, and it was only about half full. I swear to God, I drank 2/3 of what we had in there.
Damn. That's probably why you had to do the Irish goodbye.
I'd say so, yeah. Everybody switched over to high noons and seltzers to kind of slow it down. And I was like, nope, I'm going to finish that fucking jar of margarita, the whole gallon jar of margarita. And I almost got it.
And what was left, I just put in my gas tank in my truck.
And he powered home in his DeLorean. So, but yeah, Happy New Year's, fellas. This is, we released one other episode. in 2025.
The
but it was
Dungeons and
recorded.
Dragons,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that was a fun one. But this is our first actual recording in 2025.
Speaking of that, so we had Justin and Brandon with us,
Yep.
and from Ethereal. Both of them worked here, and then at the Void Saki.
Yep.
So we're back in the dungeon
Yeah,
of Ethereal.
the Ethereal
right now.
Cellar.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Ethereal Dungeon.
So
which
shout out to them.
Brandon's working, so he couldn't be on today. But we got our good buddy Andrew with us.
Glad to be here.
And you haven't been on since the Louder Than Life episode in like
Yeah, I
2
think
years
so,
ago.
I
yeah.
remember, yeah.
Yeah, that was
We
all
might
good.
have been here. You've been here with us filming, but I don't know if you were
Yeah,
on.
off camera.
In the background, yeah. So
And I've been off camera a few times making drinks and stuff.
yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
Well, what was the Bourbon County
It was something with a bird.
Yeah,
Bird of paradise, or
I think it's might have been right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like it's prop based off that year.
Yeah, it was like weird experimental prop stuff. So that was fun too.
So what do you got in this box for
So
us?
I found something fun today. You ever use bitters in anything?
I have. Yeah, like for old fashions or mixed drinks,
and
cocktails.
I know you do.
Yes.
Drew. So I've been really fascinated with bitters the past couple of years because little tidbit, the cocktail was invented in the early 1800s, like 1806.
Okay.
Before that, I guess people were just chugging straight liquor. But the idea of the cocktail,
They were just trying not to die from dysentery before that.
exactly.
Really. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it was
the
all
goal.
it was all
Yeah,
medicinal
that's the
back then.
goal.
But the idea of the cocktail was very simple. It was liquor, sugar. Excuse me, we've been drinking all day. UK just beat Florida. Fuck Florida. It's liquor, sugar, bitters. Is that it? I think that's it.
that sounds.
I don't know.
I got it written down in my
you.
notes, so I'll find it when I.
In the pirates, maybe they needed to add like some citrus to just fight off the scurvy.
Yeah.
That's right, man.
Yeah. Well, the fourth ingredient's water, but we don't fuck with that here. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun.
We're drinking some water. It's beer.
I
It's
know.
called
There's
beer don't
water
count.
beer.
Remember?
Yeah, beer don't count. There's a lot of different kinds of bitters, which I think
There
is
are
really
tons.
fun.
Yeah.
The most predominant are the aromatic from Angostura, who kind of like started the game. Orange bitters, and there's cocoa bitters, and they got some crazy ones like rhubarb and like celery and all kinds of stuff that are fun.
I guess maybe I'm just sort of late to the game on this, but when did all of these adjunct flavors of bitter start coming? Because I knew about Angostura
Right.
for 30 years.
They've been around for a long time.
Right, but what about some of the other flavored bitters? Like,
Yeah.
I've just recently started seeing
I
them
think,
the last couple years.
predominantly I drink bourbon neat, but I do enjoy a good cocktail. I actually had some last night at OBC here in Lexington.
Right.
But I feel like I started noticing these about the time we had like craft cocktail bars.
Yeah.
So probably about a decade ago, roughly 8 to 10 years ago, I feel like.
That you noticed them.
That I noticed them, like popping up everywhere. And then, I was introduced to like quite a few during COVID. One of my friends, Drew, he lives in Georgia. He found this bitters company online, this lady that makes her own or whatever.
Nice.
And they were sending them out, shipping them to him. They wouldn't ship to Kentucky, but they shipped to
course
him,
not.
and he got them to me somehow.
Yeah.
Not through the mail.
But off the back of a truck.
But I mean, there was like maple bacon and all these different.
Really?
They were really good flavors.
That's
so
cool.
I was trying those in a cocktail, and we were doing like virtual happy hour kind of stuff.
That's
so
pretty cool.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
What we have here is from Angostura, which is probably the most well-known name when it comes to bitters. Bitters are, for anybody that doesn't know, it's alcohol. I think in a lot of places it's classified as non-alcoholic because it's so bitter that you only consume it in small quantities. Some places consider it a non-alcohol. I mean, the same as like fucking Scope.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Like, mouthwash has got alcohol in it, but you don't consider it alcohol because you don't sit there and chug a whole. Well, some people do.
Well, wait a minute.
Depends on how bad you need to get drunk.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Allegedly.
But like the idea is like you use a couple dashes, so
Yeah.
it's like you're not going to get drunk off a couple dashes.
I think
So
that's what, 48%?
48% alcohol. I mean, that's not weak. That's stronger than a liqueur.
No.
But this is the 200-year anniversary limited edition box. This is fucking cool. So this box it's a book. It's even got like the little bookmark on here. You can watch us on YouTube, Arsenic Culture, if you're listening right now. But yeah, this whole thing looks like a black leather-bound book with a bookmark and then like gold foil pages. And then when you open it here, it's actually a book. There's actually like, I feel like an asshole. I didn't even read this shit, but I don't like reading unless
Nobody
I have
thinks you
to.
can read anyway. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
exactly. But yeah, the actual bitters here are black. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out here, and they are a little different than regular aromatic bitters. But I'm gonna go into. Have you ever noticed how the paper on these like comes way over the top?
Unnecessary.
I
That
wonder why that
annoyed the
is.
hell out of me.
Me too. I wonder why that is. It's very odd. Maybe it's to like catch any drippings to keep it from going down the whole bottle.
But I mean, wouldn't that do that with regular paper if it just like came
Yeah.
to the top of the bottle?
Yeah, maybe they're just it's cheaper to do it that way than to cut it.
One guy ordered like 80,000 labels, and he was
what
like,
it was.
"Oh, it's off by like an inch, boss." And he was like, "We'll make this work."
Bubba should have got 6-inch ones. He ordered 8.
Yeah, exactly. So,
it is what it is.
Bitters have actually been around since ancient Egyptian times. They were used as a digestive.
Okay.
Medicinal purposes for like, stomach issues and stuff like that.
Is that like the Underberg?
Yep.
Is one of those?
It's exactly right, yeah. Which is kind of weird if like a digestive like Underberg is considered a digestive, and then bitters are considered a digestive. I wonder if you could chug this.
I wouldn't want to.
Underberg is bitter as hell too.
It
Yeah.
is.
But you can drink it.
It's one shot. You don't want to open up.
Yeah.
Never leave home without them.
There you
Never
go.
leave home
He's
without 'em.
ready. He's got his tiny bottle of Underberg ready with him.
He was going to use that on New Year's Eve, but he fell asleep at 3.
I didn't need it.
It wasn't necessary.
I had
at
that steak,
point.
took a little nap, I'm good.
Yeah. But in 1824, 200 years ago, Dr. Johann Siegert founded Angostura. And again, he was actually using this for medicinal purposes back then. His 3 sons moved to, he was from Venezuela. Angostura is actually named after a region in Venezuela that is Ciudad Bolivar now, but it was called Angostura back then. A lot of people think it was named after the Angostura tree, which has like, I guess, bitter tree bark. And people thought that it was made with bitter tree bark. So a little trivia, that's fucking wrong.
Is that indigenous to Venezuela, or is it kind of just
It's South American, so I would imagine it's somewhere in there. But yeah, his 3 sons moved to America, they moved to Trinidad, and they helped solidify Angostura bitters as one of the main bitter ingredients in the quote-unquote cocktail that we just talked about that was becoming famous.
I mean, it makes a big change. I mean, you don't think it does until you have like an old fashioned or whatever without them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, it's missing something.
And it's crazy because you're only using like
2 dashes.
just like a couple of dashes. Yeah. So
It's like Worcestershire sauce.
exactly, yeah. So some of the tasting notes on this, real quick, on the palate, it's supposed to be
Bitter, make you want to throw up if you try.
And then I know it's also bitter. No, on the palate, it's like sweet aniseed, spicy top note with astringent mouthfeel. That's bitter. Slight bitterness, cooling mint finish, more bitterness. They literally just keep saying bitter and over again. The nose, mint top note of cardamom, orange and earthiness. Background subtle sweet aniseed creaminess to the overall layer. That's waxing poetic on what is basically bitter.
I'd love to hear like be there, I guess. So Buffalo Trace, we talk bourbon. They actually have their own brand there. It's made on site. It's Peshad.
Peshad.
Yeah. So I'd love
Those
to see.
are actually really good.
They are good.
Have you had them?
I have, yeah, in cocktails. But I'd love to hear see how they make it. Like what's the technique? Like what are you doing?
I kind of agree. I think that would be a fun, because I mean it is, I guess you have to distill it or ferment something because it is alcohol.
Yeah, I'd be more interested in that than doing a tour again because I've done it so many times. Like, just let me see that one.
Yeah,
I don't think they offer.
Peshad actually originated in New Orleans, I think. And then,
Sazerac Company.
Yeah, and then moved to Kentucky, which was I didn't realize that.
Yep.
No,
So they have a little spot there. Like if you go to Buffalo Trace, they have an expansion going on.
Okay.
And to the right of these like Jurassic Park doors that open. Seriously, like to the right.
They
right
open
there's
as
a
like
little-
dun, dun,
essentially that's
dun,
what happens. Yeah. But right before you go in those doors, there's the Peshad's like.
Okay.
It's like a little building there. It's got like marked up and everything. So I would like to see that.
So to see how good this is and how well it would be in a cocktail, I'd like to do 2 things. I got my regular Angostura here. I tore off that stupid fucking label.
Yeah, good call.
And let's just do a couple drops, and then we'll do it side by side with this. I mean, fucking dip your finger in it. You can chug it if you want to. I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Or like a Jello shot, and then sort of like
Yeah, rub your tongue around it. Dip your tongue in it. I don't give a fuck.
Had a little Freudian slip there, Matt. What'd you say? What'd you say?
Whatever your mom tells you to do, that's fine. But
Is that carbonated?
did you hear that?
I did. Was it your hand rubbing against the?
It might have been my hand on the paper. Yeah,
It
that
sounded
sounded like
carbonated
it
though, yeah.
fizzed it up a little bit, which is not a good sign.
So you want us to try a little bit of this beside it?
Yeah, so we're gonna do this side by side. I mean, that did bubble up a little bit. That's weird.
I mean, it smells like.
We'll do the special on the left and then the other one on the right.
Okay, that's on the right.
Oh, there's actually a distinct color difference too. So
Yeah, red versus like a gold. Kind
yeah, the regular bitters are like a burgundy, and then the special bitters are. It's literally like it looks like pea.
What's actually more? That's odd. You think like the special edition would be more aged? I guess.
So this is really just like a special blend to commemorate their 200th anniversary.
I'm not going to lie. It smells like some pretty good cologne.
Yeah. Well, I was going to put a little bit of dab behind my ear.
That's what I was actually going to do. I'm not going to try. I'm just going to wear some.
Yeah. So
What's that scent you have on its bitters?
it's Angostura.
Angostura?
Creamed Angostura. So the regular bitters, I love them. It's what I'm used to.
Totally different notes.
They really are. And this is actually, the special bitters they do not smell nearly as strong.
No.
So I'm
I think I'm going to try the special bitters first before I try the
I'm
other
afraid
one.
it might be a little letdown.
Oh, that's pretty good. Very bitter. Ooh.
I don't know.
Woo.
That's a little weird. So right off the bat, I'm getting celery.
That is, damn,
I taste a lot of anise in that.
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay.
The other one, much darker, redder, I guess.
See, that's got like a more licorice kind of forward.
Honestly, it already tastes like an old fashioned. Like, you have that mix in there.
Yeah.
Like it's much less bitter than that 200 years, but
So if we're going, I'm just going to chug it.
That's aggressive.
If we're going
ain't
straight
chugging
off
that.
the taste, by itself, if you drink more of the 200th anniversary, it actually tastes like an Underberg.
okay.
Like something you would have packaged in a bottle that you could
Yeah.
drink large volumes of. The regular bitters are more bitter, I think.
Oh, for sure. No, see, I think
think-
the 200 is more bitter. Do you?
I don't think so. No, I think it's actually a little bit smoother. Ooh, I need to chase that.
I feel like I can tolerate the regular.
See,
I agree.
bitters.
I think I
agree.
can tolerate the special one better. So I made
This to my palate, like it clears it out to the back third. Like it's so bitter.
Yeah.
I can't taste anything.
I can tolerate the 200th anniversary one better. I actually like the flavor of the regular bitters better than the.
I
more
do too on,
expensive.
on this. I mean, but who's going to sit here and just drink bitters? But I love to
We
try
are.
it.
A sociopath.
Yeah,
Besides us,
That's the,
yeah.
end, that's the end of the show.
So what do you got there? A little moonshine?
Yeah, so I made a Manhattan here.
Okay.
No, an old fashioned. I'm sorry. Very classic recipe.
Yeah.
I used turkey 101, a couple ounces of that, 2.5 ounces, 3 ounces, something like that. But 2 parts of that, half part of just simple syrup.
Okay.
And I put a couple dashes of orange bitters already. There's no aromatic bitters in here, but the last step is that. So we're gonna pour a little bit in each again. Do you think that's enough for 6? That's gotta be right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My tongue is numb.
Mine is too. It's from that 200 one, though. It's
That's
not
a
from the
weird
other one.
sensation.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know if that's safe. Maybe we shouldn't be doing
Does it
it
say
with
do
some
not
else.
I'll
consume
toss
Do
alone?
not consume by itself.
I think the serving size is 80
And then
on
there's
this
like
one.
there's like a
80.
laughing emoji next to it. It's like, you really are gonna drink this, you dumbass? How are we gonna do this even?
Just going to go around and pour
Just a little
it.
splash,
All right. He already knew
It's
what
funny how those bitters like stain the side of that plastic cup too.
Yeah, I mean, the look on these two, like if you can see them in the camera there, it's totally different. Like it is left hand here,
markedly
much
different.
lighter, like a
Markedly
beer almost, flat beer. This looks like an old fashioned itself.
The
with
regular
orange.
one.
Yeah,
Regular. Yeah, I'm getting confused talking about both of these, but
I know. So nose on them. I mean, you can definitely smell a difference with the different bitters. I think I'm gonna start with the 200 though, because I think I already know the flavor of the traditional one.
right, I agree.
Okay. I might need a touch more. I thought I put too many in there. I actually might do just a touch more.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I much better, right? I mean, based on the flavor we had just trying the bitters by himself.
Yeah.
I think that's. I expected that to be worse. I've not tried the other one yet though.
What are your thoughts, Andrew?
In a cocktail,
In the cocktail, the 200th anniversary
I like
versus,
the 200 in the cocktail.
as opposed to the
Really good.
standard
I mean,
Angostura.
Fantastic old fashioned, by the way, Matt.
sir.
Just
I
stand
haven't been
alone.
practicing.
But
It's all right.
Yeah. No, I do kind of lean in a cocktail a little bit more toward that 200.
What do you think, Jason?
1,000% agree. I think this one, the traditional one, gives it much more of an orange flavor, like a curacao kind of thing. Much more orange flavor with this one. This makes it more neutral and lets the spirits shine too. Yeah. And you still taste the bitters a little bit, but doesn't overpower it with orange.
When you said you put orange bitters,
I did put orange bitters,
but I think that,
it's weird how you can see each one open up.
It does stand out more in this
the standard bitters versus the 200 bitters.
I think they're both really good. I mean, the regular one's traditional, what you're used to. But
yeah. So I think it's interesting what you said about the 200th anniversary, where it lets the liquor stand out a little bit more, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. It doesn't mask as much of the constituents in the beverage. I'm gonna do a hot take here. I actually like the regular better.
Yeah, I get it.
And maybe it's just because it's what I'm used to, and I use them a lot. I use them every single time I drink.
You almost said day. Yeah. You almost said.
But I caught myself because I don't want the police knocking at my door.
Right off camera, there's an intervention about that.
Those barrels back there, we got people behind them.
I was wondering why my mom was over here crying, like waiting on me. It's okay, Mom. I'll be right there. But yeah, I do. I actually prefer the regular, and again, I think it's because it's what I'm used to. Now that being said, I like the 200th anniversary one. I would like to try it in some different cocktails. Something maybe a little bit more fruity, something a little bit lighter. Not necessarily with fruit, but something that maybe like a gin or something.
I think I could see that for sure.
I could see that really maybe opening up a gin.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it's a fun presentation. That bottle was $53 fucking.
What is regular though? I don't even know. Like probably 20,
18, 20 maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So roughly 2.5 times.
Real fast.
I mean, unless you're a sociopath, a bottle of bitters will last you for a long time.
Yeah. Unless you're just toasting people all the time, like Matt every night. He's drinking every night. You know?
I did say like
3 times a day. He's drinking during the day, during the midday.
So at Kroger, you can get a 4-ounce bottle of Angostura for $9.
Well,
these are 6.7.
Yeah.
Okay,
so it costs you like $16,
like $12 or something like that.
It looks like more with the turtleneck on it, though.
True, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does. That's what it is. They're trying to make it think that you got more in there when you're like, oh, womp womp. So then they fill it up to here.
You talked about this one, so it's 200, right? So it's 200th anniversary.
Yeah.
So if my math is correct, that takes us back to 1824.
1824.
Okay. So Matt, do you know some things that happened in 1824?
I do.
No, I'm going to tell you what happened.
Maybe not the same ones you do.
I bet you got a few. So
what do you got?
Do you know that it was our most contentious presidential election? Did you know that? John Quincy Adams won the president.
Okay.
He went up against Andrew Jackson and Henry Clay from Lexington fame, right?
Right, yeah.
And nobody had the majority of the electoral votes.
So who chose?
So John Quincy Adams was elected by the House of Representatives after a deal with Henry Clay.
That sounds scandalous.
It's a deal. I don't know what a deal with the devil, a deal with Henry Clay, you know.
That sounds scandalous.
Clay used his position as speaker to help him win, is what they say.
Unbelievable.
Well, wasn't Andrew Jackson like super hated? Like,
I think he was loved at a part and then hated for the rest. Yeah. But I'm not a great history guy.
Yeah.
So, what do you got? Let's see one of yours.
The first mechanical refrigerator was made, which makes me think, what the hell were they using for refrigeration before that?
Icebox. Yeah. An icebox.
And I went back, and they used salt also mixed with ice to kind of keep things cooler, which I thought that was interesting. So. Refrigerators were invented.
Okay.
Classic refrigerators.
I got another one.
Go ahead.
Wait, when was electricity like a common thing?
Good question.
It wasn't Tesla. It was, what the fuck's his name?
Edison?
Edison, wasn't he? Didn't he
the light bulb.
And that was that the 1800s?
Yeah, but they had to harness it. So what did they? How did they? You said it was a mechanical refrigerator?
They got a
like a
rodeo guy from Texas and just lassoed that shit in and harnessed it.
That's actually a good question. It did specifically say mechanical refrigerator, so I didn't draw that.
So I mean, I wonder if it was like livestock driven or something, almost like a mill. You know,
a livestock. It was actually like 12 hamsters in a wheel, running. and then they would use the food in the refrigerator to tempt it to make it run faster.
Cure it with salt.
I Googled it, so it's true.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be
That's
true, right?
You know what else was invented that year?
What else was invented that year?
Toy balloons.
Toy balloons?
Yep. Don't know who they invented them by.
You mean balloons?
Balloons. Balloons. Just balloons.
Was that not the weirdest fucking way of saying balloons?
But I think what they meant, though, I thought of that when I read it, but I think what they're saying is like a hot air balloon. Like everything was like almost like material, and they would just like shot air into it.
Yeah.
Right.
I think these are like the first ones you actually blow up.
Okay.
Right.
So balloons.
Balloons.
Not necessarily
not hot
toy
air.
balloons, but just regular balloons.
Yeah, because like hot air balloons had been around way before.
Oh,
that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hundreds.
And then you know what else was patented this year?
What?
Washing machines.
Oh, in 1824.
Yeah.
I actually did not see that.
See? I'm
Did those
what is
use-
that, bestilling you with knowledge or something like
Bestowing.
that? Bestowing.
You can
Bestilling.
bestill me, whatever.
I want to distill, but
Did they use the hamsters on the wheels also since
for
electricity
sure. That's why we
wasn't
have
around
that
for the
little thing in there. Yeah. We're good. We're
There
good.
was like 12 hamsters powered all your appliances. These fucking hamsters were yoked, man. They're just like walking around with their traps like all bulging out. Fucking
That's where
hamsters.
CrossFit came from.
It's
Back
from the
then.
hamsters and wheels, yeah.
Yep.
Did you know the first public zoo opened ever in 1824?
Damn.
What country?
Did not.
In the United States?
Where do you think?
Oh.
Austria.
No. What a random guy.
Innsbruck. I would say Paris.
No, London, England.
London.
Which probably should have been the second, because that was still kind of like the crux of humanity was London, England. Also, the invention of ketchup as medicine.
Ooh. What do you use ketchup for?
Dr. John
For French
Cook
fries?
Bennett. Yeah, that's my medicine. Dr. John Cook Bennett began promoting tomato ketchup as a cure for indigestion and other ailments. It sounds like this
It's
shit.
a digestive.
Yeah, digestive. Yeah,
Was it spelled catsup back then? CATSUP?
It actually says ketchup. So I wonder if it was
okay.
ketchup before that, and he was like, "No, I got this new shit. It's called ketchup."
When did they discover that mustard could be used to stop cramping?
Stop cramps and stuff during our run over at the Tough Mudder. Yeah. Also, you ever heard of the Flying Dutchman?
Yeah. I have.
That was 1824.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ghost ship sightings were seen off the Cape of Good Hope, and it sparked the legendary ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman.
Damn. All
That's
right.
pretty crazy, huh? Also, giant skeletons first started appearing in 1820. You know, have you seen
you on a Halloween
dinosaurs?
website? What were you
Like
doing?
dinosaurs?
No, like, have you seen like YouTube videos or whatever of people talking about there's an ancient race of humans that were giants because we found giant
Yeah, I see that
skeletons?
right with Alex, what's his name on that InfoWars? I'm pretty sure he talks about
Yeah, fucking weird conspiracy theories. It is the most off the wall shit. That actually first started in 1824,
Okay.
and I guess it's just like anything else. It kind of like faded and then it like came back. And
So they were making cocktails on the ships, used the bitters, and then saw
Yeah.
giant
but even in
skeletons.
1824, it's like universally everybody was like, "This is bullshit."
Maybe they were just drinking the bitter straight, and that's why
for
they
sure,
saw.
for
some
I think they were
things.
rubbing it in their eyeballs.
Or
if they're
absinthe.
seeing-
Maybe it was making them go crazy back then.
Could be, yeah. And I got one more here.
All right.
Back then, there is a widespread belief that automation was going to take over the human workforce.
It has, just 200 years later.
I know. And then you look at now,
Yeah.
and we're talking about AI and the evolution of technology.
Nostradamus predict that one? Who was that?
Everybody, the weaving machine was invented. And I guess like people were weaving shit by hand, and they're like,
Okay.
what's this god-fangled contraption that's going to take over our jobs? That's how they talk back then.
That's how he talked back then.
When was Eli Whitney in the?
was a cotton gin, right?
and
Yeah.
interchangeable parts. When was that? Sorry, I'm asking.
talking about,
history
like, assembly
questions.
lines?
I'm not a good
Stuff like
history
that?
guy.
Yeah, I'm asking history questions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what did happen
We should have
then,
asked
though?
you to do all the 1824 facts.
Is Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, regarded as his best work, premiered.
Really? Mm-hmm. I believe it.
He was
What
long
else?
dead, right?
What now?
He was long dead then, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Huh.
No. And then J.W. Goodrich introduces rubber galoshes to the public.
How did I've thought for sure you were
Dude.
going to say tires and you said
Nope.
galoshes. So
Galoshes.
like Goodrich
Shoes.
did shoes before tires.
Well, he could have had tires. I just looked at 1824. So
I mean, I
It was
figured
just wooden wheels back then, right?
That's right,
they
yeah.
didn't have-
had to shave them down, roll them over rocks, let them get a little circular.
He took 30 shoes and taped them to the outside of the wooden wheel, and he's like,
Yeah.
I think I'm onto something here.
that wheel was square then too. He hadn't
Those
figured it out.
are
Yeah.
all weather tires. The first time,
Yeah.
keep your feet dry or your tires dry.
No, that's all I got for 1824.
That's all I got, too.
Yeah, 1824 is a weird year.
So, I mean, honestly, on this one, so it's 2.5 times the price of regular. I do like it better for the cocktail aspect, but is it worth that much, do you think, Drew?
If you're going to have like, hey, it's a nice event, you know, like, I mean, if it's going to stand out that much and really like elevate a cocktail, I think, yeah, you can, you know, have a bottle. And again, it's like having kind of one of your nicer bourbons that you only open on special occasions.
Sure.
If you're going to kind of elevate a cocktail, yeah, I think it's an okay buy. And then you're also going to have it forever. I mean, how if you used, unlike Matt, drinking it every day,
multiple times.
Yeah.
It's not true, Mom. It's not true, I swear.
That would last you a long time. Well, and let me ask you this. How available is that?
So I went to my big box store and I bought it. It was the only one I saw.
I've never seen it.
I came back and I saw 2 more.
Okay.
But it wasn't like flooding the shelves. I only saw a handful. I saw less than a handful.
Well, and again, it's not like we're simpletons here. I mean, in where we live.
Speak for yourself.
It's not like we're chugging bitters straight out of little glasses.
Right, well, but I'm saying, like, you know, how many people are going to go and pursue, what'd you say, $50 something bottle of
about
bitters?
$50.
Yeah.
Not too many, so I can understand there will only be, you know, 1 or 2. It is kind of a novelty, but I think it's good.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you buy it again?
I'm okay that I got one because, like you said, Drew, it's a fun thing to actually have. If I'm being honest, like I love the variety of different flavors and the different variants and stuff like that.
You do have a lot of bitters at your house.
In my opinion, this is kind of just another variant. I don't think it's exponentially better than anything I've had, much less regular Angostura aromatic bitters. So is it worth $50? No. Am I okay that I bought it? That's fine. But would I buy it again? Hell no. This is a solid $20 bottle for me. It's a big bottle too. So
I mean, you got to look at that though. I mean, I'd say the difference in price is probably the packaging, right? I mean,
it is. The packaging is cool as hell. I love this whole like book thing, and honestly, I'm a sucker for marketing, so that's what got me. So
you can keep it in your mahogany bookshelved library when you're done
with the other books that smell of rich dark leather.
Well, and the other thing too that I sort of think about when you think about like an orange bitter or a chocolate bitter or a black walnut bitter, sort of the biggies. Those flavors are very, very distinctive.
They are.
Front and center.
What is it in that stands out? Is there any like kind of one thing besides the onion?
Like I said, I was getting weird like elements of celery, which is okay. There are celery bitters.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't have those because I don't know where I would use those. But like now I'm
Bloody
Mary. Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. That's
Let's go, Drew.
Fantastic fucking idea. Yeah.
Yeah, we know. So, I mean, for me, I think it's worth the purchase to have one bottle. Again, you know, a bottle of bitters would last me. I'm not like Matt, so it'd probably last me a year, a little bit longer. I mean, I'm not going through them crazy. But what Drew was saying a minute ago, all it does for me is it doesn't stand out in any one flavor. It just makes everything else in the cocktail probably shine. Yeah. So you still have some bitters, but I don't know what it adds.
Yeah.
It just more of keeps it a blank palate so you can, you know, add things to it.
That might be a testament to the name bitters because the whole point of them is to just kind of like help add depth to the cocktail, but not take away from what the cocktail offers. You know? So
yeah, it's like putting, you know, like shiny or like big red brake calipers on a you know, a sports car or you know, like it just it does.
It makes the car taste better.
What's the old? Is it like BASF? Remember those little BASF commercials? We don't make the products you buy. We make the products you buy better.
Yeah, I think
and
you're
so
right.
like maybe that's sort of the thing.
Yeah. Because it does. I mean, it elevates everything else in that cocktail, which was good. Thank you for making that.
Yeah.
But I would buy it.
Yeah, that'll be $12, by the way.
Oh, I've got you. I'll Venmo you tomorrow.
I'm gonna give you a square reader, and there's gonna be options for tip on there. It's gonna say 20%, 25%, or 80%.
Might as well say 0.
You just smash it. Yeah, so that's it. For more Arsenic Culture, you can check us out on all the socials. We are at Arsenic Culture, and we will see you on the next one.